Hello and welcome to a new video, and today's video we're going to take a look at the Mega Gyarados. The Mega Master League is now available, and so today we're going to take a look at what this meta is going to be all about, how good the Pokemon are going to be here, and we're going to have the Mega Gyarados, which is going to be a very interesting one here. Now this Pokemon is going to have a very good typing. It's the #1 Pokemon for this meta, and for good reasons, because Pokemon is also insanely bulky. This thing is going to be able to take a lot of hits, but also some of the other Pokemon are going to do the same here. We're going to have, of course, only one Mega Pokemon per team, and this is going to allow some other Pokemon to shine here as well, like this Dialga. Dialga is going to be a very good Pokemon in this meta. Ho-Oh worked out really well as well, and we're going to take a look here and why this is going to be such an interesting one. As you're going to see, you know, the Raw of Time coming through is going to be able to nearly knock out that Mega Gallade. The Gyarados coming in the first battle here, we are going to be able to win without even taking a single KO on our side, as we will see a very good matchup for our Gyarados. We are going to be able to go for the Crunch now. This will be enough to knock out the opponent if they would let this go. They don't, but we can still shield up. And even if they go to Betas here, they have no real chance of winning this battle, as we will see here as well. We're going to be able to go for that near full farm down. In comes another charge from the opponent. That's going to be alright. Spatial Rent is coming through, but the Gallade is coming in here as well, and we can now go for the full farm down and winning the battle with all 3 Pokemon left. And this is the beauty of this team, and this is also why Ho-Oh is, by the way, in the lead. We're going to encounter the Mega Gardevoir. Funnily, by the way, with this team, I went 5-0 straight away. I think I went on a total run of 9-3 with this team. This is a very strong team to run. It's a team that I would absolutely recommend you to give a try. I think it's a team that you should definitely give a try for sure, because of just how balanced this team is as well. Of course, the Mega Gyarados is going to be the Pokemon that you're going to see most of the time. It's the best Pokemon by far for this current meta. But honestly, the other Pokemon here on this team really helped it out as well. We're going to see the Brave Bird coming through from the Ho-Oh, allowing us to do a lot of damage against the Kyogre. We can swap out of here. Now it's Gyarados against that Gardevoir, the matchup that you don't really want to see. But weirdly enough, the opponent decided to go ahead and rather go for the Confusion fast move instead of the Charm. This might be a big mistake. As Charm, of course, would have done super effective damage. Confusion is going to be able to generate energy a little bit faster, which is kind of cool, of course, for them. But also, it's not going to allow them to do as much damage against our Gyarados. And with that, we are going to be able to double resist the fast move instead of taking super effective damage, knocking them out in the process. In comes the Kyogre. And this is looking really well for us. As you have another charge move coming through, it's going to be the Norcotail getting shielded up. We are going to try to even catch the move here. We have Norcotail stored as well, but we can just farm them down, win the battle, and move on to the next opponent, where we will face that, Rayquaza. I swap out straight away into my Gyarados. Gyarados is going to be able to do some nice neutral damage here. Going to be absolutely okay for us. As you can see here, the opponent decides to stay in, and it now depends on if they want to go for the harder hitting move or the bait move. They decided to go for the bait move here with the Breaking Swipe, and we can go ahead and go for the no shield as well. This is going to be this time around again, the Breaking Swipe coming through, and we will see the swap out here into the Ho-Oh, and we will see as well now that this is not going to do as much damage as you kind of want. We have here the Ho-Oh hopping in for ourselves, and now it's just going to be one Brave Bird in order to knock them out. That's all it's gonna take. As we see, they're gonna go for their own Sacred Fire. They're not gonna drop our attack, which is going to be crucial, as they can now go for our own Brave Bird. And we will gonna be able to just get the KO here against the opponent. In comes that Mega Rayquaza, and let's see on how things are going to go now. We have the no shield coming through. It's going to be the Breaking Swipe coming in. And in comes the Dialga again as well, as they swap out into that Zamazenta. We are going to have, a little bit of a tough matchup, but also we still have that nice not neutral damage, the resisted damage actually, off the Draw of Time, but it still does so much, and we still have also our Gyarados. And Gyarados is going to be able to resist those fast moves, but also Gyarados is going to be able to do so much damage with those charge moves here as well. The Aquatail is going to get shielded. That is absolutely fine, but we're going to see here another charge move coming through. The Aquatail is going to be enough now to knock them out. And while there's still the Rayquaza, we are going to be able to win this battle. And so we're gonna be able to move on to the next opponent, where we will face that Mega Gyarados against an Elite. We're gonna stop out of here and they're gonna go into their Zacian. This seems to be a very bad matchup, right? We were talking about it in the top team video. By the way, if you haven't seen the top team video as well, definitely give it a try, check it out. There are top team videos for this one, as well as the World Power Cup, if you're interested in this one as well. But this was a very, very interesting one here. This was a very, very strong team to run. This is a very good team, but this is also kind of on how you want to play it. Gyarados is such a good Pokemon in the meta right now. It has actually a very solid defensive typing as well, which a lot of times just doesn't get utilized by most of the Pokemon that have the type, because most of them are very, very squishy. But as we will see here, we are going to be able to, you know, go ahead and go for the shield. Let's see on how things gonna go. It's going to actually be the Aqua Tail kind of thing. We don't go for shield. We're gonna be able to fully swap, go into our Gyarados. We can take the hit. This is going to be interesting. It's going to be the Aqua Tail coming in. We can go for another charge move here against the opponent. So yeah, this is going to be the Behemoth Bash. We are Behemoth Blade there. We're going to be able to go for another charge move. This is going to allow us to get that KO, and the Palkia comes back in. We're going to have a very, very solid thing here. That's going to be absolutely looking perfect for us as the crunch is coming through. This is going to be alright. We can let the move go, and we should be able to go for the full farm down against the opponent here as the Gyarados comes in, as the opponent's Palkia comes in, and the Dialga was able here to finish up this battle. This is going to be now the Florges, and we're going to see the support straight away into the Palkia. We have some good options here, especially, of course, our Gyarados is going to be able to do a lot here. So, as we will see, we are going to be able to just go ahead and go for that crunch against the opponent. This is going to allow us to get the damage onto them. Not enough to knock them out. They're still going to be able to even go for another shield there. This is going to be like another charge move here. It's going to do a lot of damage against us. And as you can see, the Florges comes back in. Florges is honestly very tough Pokemon for me to deal with. Also with another team that you're going to see tomorrow, or like in like what, around 11 hours from now. I have a different team where also Florges honestly was such a good Pokemon against it. The water type coverage actually really annoys me, I have to say. Like honestly, it really annoys me, the water type coverage on it. Not because like, oh, like this Pokemon is too broken or whatever, but honestly makes it so much better. It makes it so much better, which I guess kind of is what you want to see with a charge move update like this, a community day. Not so much like what we see with the next one with Slowsis getting Charm, which is not going to help this Pokemon out like whatsoever. But yeah, this is going to be here the Primal Groudon only getting to a Fire Punch. Look, by the way, at the damage the Fire Punch just did there, that was ridiculous. Like, did half of the health of the Dialga. It was neutral hit and just a Fire Punch. It just showcases on how much damage actually we are, like, that thing is doing, and how, like, yeah, overpowered, like, those Primal Pokemon are. But you're going to be able to knock them out here. We can move on to the next opponent. While Primal Pokemon are overpowered, like honestly Gyarados was so strong. While we have like over 1,000 less CP than some of the Pokemon there, it is such a good one. It's honestly such a good Pokemon to run. And as we see as well against the Mewtwo, we have to be a bit mindful. This is going to be maybe even something like the Focus Blast. And so that is why we decide to go for the shield. And this is definitely the right choice, because what we see here as well, this is going to be the Aqua Tail coming through. We're going to be able to just go ahead and, yeah, go for the shield. Focus Blast comes in again. And we're going to be able to fully farm them down here at this point, I think. I actually go for another charge move just in case. This is going to be enough to get the KO. And then comes the Dialga, where we can go for that crunch. This is going to be super good for us, as this is going to get some solid damage against them. We should be even able to still take a hit, but we can also swap out into our own Ho-Oh to get out the opponent's Primal Kyogre. And this is going to be the question. Are they going to run the move Thunder in order to do super effective damage against our one Pokemon? I am not too sure. And so what we will do is we decide to go into our Dialga in order to take those hits, because they should be all kinda resisted. In comes a Thunder, what we kinda expected, and with that we are going to be in a better spot as well. We are gonna swap out here, we're gonna see the swap out of them. Dialga has to take now a hard hitting crunch, and with that we are going to be in a very solid spot, as you're gonna get the knockout here. The opponent is gonna decide to forfeit this battle. You're already going to see here, of course, the strength of this team. We're going to have a Dialga coming in. We can just go for a charge move before we're going to swap out eventually then into our own and Dragon Breath users. Doesn't really matter which Pokemon we're going to swap into, but at this point, I guess actually it would be maybe better to go into the other one. Because what we're going to see here is that the opponent is actually not really taking a lot of damage from us, and I wonder if we would have actually done more with that Gyarados. And as you see as well, they're going to still get to another move, but we had to shield this move up because it was that raw off time would have done a ton of damage. Luckily, we're going to have a lot of energy here for especially the opponent's Gardevoir, which is going to do some solid damage here with our Iron Heads, which is going to be really, really good. And so, yeah, this is going to be able to either get the KO or a shield. We're going to get the shield. We might be even able to get the final shield here as well, which we are going to be able to do by going for another Iron Head against the opponent. And now we can try to snipe them here with that Ho-Oh, but we're not going to do that. We decided to just go ahead and let this go. We're going to be able to take the hit here as well. And this is going to be the Shadow Ball coming in, where we're going to swap out now into our Groudon here. This was actually the first battle, which you see, because I had still a Waterfall on my Kyogre here. Kyogre? On my Gyarados. Yeah, that's the name. So yeah, this is not going to do as much. Like, it's actually not as ideal, but it was actually totally fine because it did some super effective damage there. Next up, we're going to have here again that Gardevoir in the lead. We see the swap out straight away into the Necrozma. And what we're going to be able to do is we can just swap out of here. We are going to be able to just go for the crunch. And this is looking alright. We can just get the KO. In comes the Gardevoir again. This is totally okay for us. We have another charge over here that we can go for. It's going to be the crunch. Crunch is doing a little bit more than the Alcatraz is going to be doing, I think. But at the end of the day, it honestly really didn't matter. As the Aquatail is coming through now, this is going to allow us to get them very low. They decided to forfeit, and we can move on to the next battle. We will face a very good lead for us, the Zacian. They swap out though into the, what's called, forgot the name of it, the Gyarados. Which is not ideal for us, as we will see as well. We are going to be forced to go ahead and go for that charge move. This is going to get the shield from the opponent. We can go into our own Gyarados, which can just take the hits from the opponent a little bit easier. As we see as well, we can just let the move go. That's totally fine. This is going to be alright for us, as we can try our best to go for another move here soon as well. They're going to go for their own crunch, doing some solid damage. Crunch is a little bit better in my opinion as well here. And as you can see, we're going to have another charge move coming through. It is going to be the Aqua Tail. And we try our best to go for another crunch here against the opponent. This is going to be not enough to knock them out. And now it's the question to do a shield or do I not shield. I decide to shield just in case, just so we can keep alignment here. As we will see as well that we are going to have, again, that Zacian coming in. We are going to have our lead still for this Pokemon. We really need to have our lead for this Pokemon still left. And as we see, we're going to have the shield actually coming up. We are going to be able to go for another charge move here as well. This is totally fine. As we will see here, the swap out into our own Ho-Oh. In comes that Brave Bird against the opponent's Palkia. And this should be kind of it, because now Palkia is going up against Dialga. Dialga can take a hit. Palkia will be able to just then go for a shield still if it really needs to. But as you all know here, this is looking really good for the Dialga. Oh wait, actually we don't have a shield left anymore anyway, so it doesn't really matter. We're going to have here the charge of going through, we can still survive it. We are going to be able to now go ahead and go for that Draco, not the Draco, the Raw of Time, to knock out the opponent, and it's only just the Zacian left. But interestingly enough, they're actually going to be able to do something crazy here. What they are going to be able to do is they can just go ahead basically and let this move go through and still get to another charge move here, which is really unfortunate. They're going to outspeed us here. We will have not been able to reach another, time there, but it is what it is. We can move on to the next opponent. We'll face some familiar Pokemon again. We're going to see here the Palkia coming in, which we're going to be able to shield up here as well and go for a crunch. Sorry, it's very, very late for me. It's like literally midnight, and I am waking up every single morning at 6 AM, so that is going to be not ideal for me as well here, but it is what it is. Again, if you want to support the channel though, feel free to leave a like and subscribe. Would appreciate it a lot. We're going to have here that Gyarados coming in. Gyarados, again, the most common Pokemon, very tough to counter. But as you see here, Sacred Fire is going to do next to nothing. We are going to be able to still go ahead though and go for the no shield. The Alcatraz is coming through. Brave Bird is going to be alright. This is going to allow us to get some solid damage onto them. This is going to be interesting as well. And we can try to swap out of there, but I'm not able to do it in time. Then comes Dialga. Dialga is going to be able to soak up some energy. It's kind of what we need to have happen here. Crunch is coming through. And this is going to be, again, another charge move coming through here as well. This is going to be just the crunch again, which is totally fine. we are going to be able to go for the next charge move there. The Aqua Tail is coming through, getting a little bit of damage. We have to go for the Aqua Tails here now to have a little bit of damage against Zacian. Otherwise, you're just not going to be capable. And so, yeah, this is kind of very important here. We're going to be able to go for another Aqua Tail. And with that already, we are going to get that shield, which is going to be lovely. As now we can just go for the other shield there. Oh, we're actually going to no-shield this move here. That's going to be okay as well. Close Combat comes through, we're going to have still our Gyarados, we can go for the full final against them. And with that, we are going to be able to win this battle as we have this charge move coming through, and we can move on to the next one. Final battle for today, we're going to have Palkia against us in the lead. This is going to be a bit of an awkward one, as we will see here as well. There's going to be the swap out into the Gyarados and then straight away into the Jonkus. So yeah, this seems to be a bit awkward for us. We have the charge move coming in. This is going to be alright. We're going to still shield this move up. It's going to be the Aura Sphere, and we can still go for another charge move here, which is going to allow us to hopefully do something, hopefully get the KO. Let's find out. It is not going to be enough. We're going to swap out here. The Ho-Ohs coming in, we get a ton of energy, and in comes the Palkia. That is going to be a Pokemon that is going to do some super effective damage against us. I just go one-shot 81 with it, but yeah, that is quite an interesting one here to use for that. But as you're going to see, we're going to be able to let the move go. The Ho-Ohs very likely going to go down here. That's alright, but we're going to have our Dialga for that. We have Groudon then afterwards as well, which is a little bit more annoying. But I am going to be alright here, as this is going to be a Roar of Time that's actually landing, and that is going to be so cool, as now we are going to be able to use a shield. This is going to be here as well, the KO against that Groudon, and I think it's just going to be the Palkia in the back, and I don't think the Palkia has a lot to do here. And so I think that's going to be it for this video as well. Hopefully you enjoyed it all. Here we're going to have another crunch coming through. This is going to be enough to take the KO of the shield, actually. Yeah, we'll get the shield here from the opponent. We have a little bit of health there. It's going to be actually quite close now. We have to see if our Dialga is going to be able to finish up this battle. The Spatial Run is coming through. We are going to see here that they can still go for another move. And actually, are we going to even able to win this one here? I'm not too sure there. Maybe the Aqua Tail will have been enough. I didn't try. Show of Mosaic tried it. This is going to be it for today, though. Hopefully you enjoyed. See you then. Bye-bye.